Right, time for our weekly local paper review. Matt Withers from Archant Media here with his pick of the stories. Lots of the papers picking up on the fact that we have marked the centenary of the first women being given the right to vote this week. We're going to start with a positive story. This is a remarkable diary which has been found in someone's cellar. Yeah, absolutely. Docklands and East London Advertiser here, they've really gone to town on the anniversary. But the splashy is a diary written by a suffragette, as you say, found in a cellar. Elizabeth Crawford found the manuscripts by somebody called Kate Parry Fry, literally rotting away in a damp cellar. Turned out to be the only record of quite an obscure, fringy organisation called the New Constitutional Society for Women's Suffrage. And it's a veritable treasure trove, as they say. A lot of information about her meetings, her lodgings, land lays, even right down to what she ate. Yeah, it's really interesting. This week what I have noticed is actually, obviously, lots of people know the very famous names of the suffrage movement, but actually a lot of those women who were part of it but haven't been given recognition, they've started to be honoured and recognised. Yeah, and a lot of the time it's simply because the paperwork didn't exist. In fact, they don't think any of this society's archives survived. It was probably destroyed when it was dissolved, when they won the vote. So it's just little things like this that pop up that tell some of the minutiae, really, of these ladies' stories. Yeah, I'm not sure whether the owner would want to pass it on, but the Museum of London probably very keen to see something like that. Absolutely, and it is going to be properly published as well, so quite the read, I'd imagine. We'll all be able to read it, yeah. Now, another story linked to this, and unfortunately this one, not necessarily a positive one. Just talk us through this. This is something which we've had in our headlines today as well. TfL have been forced to apologise. Yes, they have. People have seen these boards that they have outside tube stations where people write little aphorisms or jokes on. This one seems to have misfired badly. Evelyn Clegg was a woman who posted a photo on Twitter that she saw of one of these signs, and it was a joke, in inverted commas. It said, 100 years ago, suffragette Emily Davison died after throwing herself in front of the King's horse. History remembers her as being influential in giving women the right to vote. What history doesn't remember is her husband who didn't get his tea that night. You know, boom tish, obviously Jim Davidson in the employ of TfL here. She said that she was furious at the sign. Of course, it's historically inaccurate as well, because she died in 1913 rather than 1918. TfL, of course, have come out and disassociated themselves with the perpetrator of this. Yeah, rightly so, and apologised. Yes. Now, let's move on to the Croydon Advertiser. There's an issue around the old Coulson Pond. Yes, this is very much the sublime to the ridiculous. Yeah, somebody keeps dumping dozens of pizza bases around this old Coulston Pond. That is the headline, but it's true. It appeared for the first time on the evening of January the 7th when a passerby discovered 27 stale and slightly mouldy pizza bases strewn on the grass. Since then, more dough has been spotted in the same location on numerous occasions. Graham Page, who spotted a man in a silver Toyota Yaris throwing pizza in the pond from a box, he accosted him over this. He was very rude back to him. He was indeed. He said he was calm at first, but then he told me he had permission from the police and told me to go away. I've very heavily paraphrased the last part of that sentence. And I suspect, you know, I don't think he did have permission from the police to be throwing pizza around. I'm going to say, you know, you can feed the ducks, but not like that. Yes. Finally, you've had a breakthrough. Now, we often talk about Yoda's language and putting the words in the wrong order. Now, somebody's come up with what it exactly is, yes, apparently. According to Get West London, an academic from Queen Mary University of London, David Adger, is investigating what language he would have been speaking. He's decided that obviously he's speaking English as a second language. He said he's got his own language. He's never told us what it is. He calls it Yodish. So he has been working out what the language would have sounded like using what he calls linguistic detective work and a process called transfer. And he says it's Hawaiian. Well, pleased I am that you have come to this conclusion. A good use of academic funding, this is not. Thankfully, Lucasfilms have gone nowhere near this, and we'll just imagine it's Yoda speaking Yoda.